Hi, I'm Laura McAllister and author of a book coming out this year called Weight Loss for Procrastinators, WAIT loss. That's losing the weight. And I want to share with you today a tip that will be included in the book, is included in the book. It's called What's the Holdup? So let's get started. If you have any issues or occasionally have an issue with procrastination, you might find this helpful. So here's the title of it. This is the process, and I'll talk about the symbology here. So X. X symbolizes where you are today. This week, this month, whatever. Where you are today. X marks the spot, literally. G is where you want to go. Your goal, your aspiration, even that pile of papers that you want to get to. A task. It doesn't matter. It's just anything that you have been putting off. This arrow represents your progress from where you are to where you want to go. Simple, simple, simple. So why isn't it that you're here? Why isn't it that you've already accomplished the task or that you're not working on it? Well, you often, not always, often there are barriers to getting from where you are to where you want to go. I'm going to put three things here, three little stripes to represent the barriers. So here you are, where you want to go, the process, the action, the thoughts, the feeling, whatever it is, the conversations, and there are three barriers. So the three types of barriers that you could have are resources, things or money or whatever. Resources, that is things. Other people, sometimes you need other people to accomplish your goal. And the third type of barrier is internal, that is what's going on in your head, your energy level, things like that. So of those three things, often the biggest stumbling block is internal. But we're going to talk about all these. But I'm going to make this video short because I want to give you the complete process, and then maybe in future video we'll delve into it more. You can also buy my book. All right, X. The process is, first of all, identify what X is. Well, let's say you know what X is, but you actually need to identify where you want to go, what you want. One trick to defining your goal is to start it with an infinitive word, which means like to enter all this data into my computer, to become a great speaker, to something. So you identify the goal. So let's start with that. Goal. G is for goal. Like I said, you want to identify it with an infinitive. And why is that? You want to work out, let's say, work out 3 days a week. 3 times a week. The reason you start with a 2 is it indicates action. It's a trick, it's a mind trick. Trust me, just trust me on this. So that's your goal, or a goal. You can have any goal you like. And then what I'd love for you to do is to list all the barriers you can think of. All the barriers you can think of. So, what would be a barrier to working out 3 days a week? And these are barriers. It could be I wake up late or wake up too late, to go to the gym, let's say, before work. don't know where to go. So it's kind of an internal thing. It's a not knowing thing. Don't know where to go. 3, I don't have support. That is, maybe I come from a large family of large people, and nobody else is encouraging me to do this type of activity, whatever that support means. 4 means I don't have the proper clothing. So that would be a resource type of thing, a resource type of barrier. Oh, 5, it's cold outside. So it's cold outside and I don't wanna. It's cold out. So as you notice, just in this short list, let's see, we're getting all the whole list. In this short list, wake up too early. This is something I could control more. I don't know where to go. That's an internal thing. I need to learn more about where I could go. I don't have quote support, and I'm thinking, family support or spousal or friend support to do this. I don't have proper clothing. Again, that's another resource, clothing. And it's cold out, which is kind of a mental thing. I could, get clothes. Anyway, I'm not getting to the point of solutions yet. But I do want to get to the point of solutions. So the idea is that list as many, many, many barriers as you can. You might have 5 barriers. I bet there's more. You might have 10. You might have 30 barriers. It depends on the goal too. If you have a really big goal that seems kind of daunting, you might have a long, long list of barriers. And keep writing out the barriers until you feel it's complete. You have listed every single barrier that you can think of. Okay, then what? Actually, what I found is that when I've actually listed all the barriers, I have a sense of relief. It's kind of like everything is out there on paper and I can deal with it better. When it's all rumbling around inside and I've had this feeling and this thought about the whole, my goal, it can be overwhelming. So the idea is list as many as you can. List as many. And I usually feel a sigh of relief when I've completed the list. All right, so next, I can see now that Chicken Little is popping his head over the top there. What you want to do after you've listed all the barriers is pick any barrier, anyone, doesn't really matter which one. Just pick one barrier and come up with 3 possible responses to the barrier. So what I call a valid response is something that will move you in the direction of your goal. So let's say I want to get from here to that back wall over there. Well, there's a barrier, this thing right here. There's a screen behind me. That's a barrier. So actually, to move in the direction of my goal, I might actually have to go that way. I might have to go that way, which doesn't look like it's in the direction of my goal, but it is, because it allows me to get around. So when you identify a barrier, you can go over it, you can go around it, you can go through it. Things like fear. You might have to go through it. Or like this physical barrier, you might have to go around it. Or even with people, you might have to go a different route than you originally thought. So I want you to come up with 3 possible, I'm not saying you're committing to these, but these are 3 actual possible solutions or movements. It just has to be a movement That's why we have this to work. It implies a movement towards your goal. All right, so let's choose one. I don't have proper clothing. Okay, so what are three possible solutions to that? So I'm gonna just circle this one right here. I don't have proper clothing. And I'm gonna actually erase some of this so you can see more. You're not going to erase the barriers, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So possible solutions. I'm going to rewrite it up here. I don't have proper clothing. Possible solutions or movements. Possible solutions. Or I like to think of them as responses. Makes you a little bit more responsible. Let's see, one is I could buy proper clothing, whatever that means. What's another solution or response? Is I could give up this idea of what's proper. So, I mean, that's kind of a mental thing, is or redefine proper. What's another solution is go through my closet. Maybe I do have something. Review my closet. Borrow clothes. Borrow some clothes from my best friend who happens to be the same size. And there could be more, but I'm only asking you to come up with three. So let's even just get rid of the fourth one. All right, so these are possible solutions. So let's see, I could buy proper clothing. And the next question is, what am I willing to do? What's my willingness? Let's see, buy proper clothing. I guess so. I mean, that could be okay. I'm willing. I could possibly do that. I could redefine proper. No, I think I need proper clothing. And then review my closet to see if I have any. I'm willing to do that. The final question is, so you've identified which ones you're willing to do. And then the final question is, which one will I do? You found some actual options. Okay, for me, what am I willing to do? I'm willing to buy, or I'm willing to review my closet. Well, I'm actually willing to do both. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to commit to reviewing my closet. I'm going to commit to that. So that is, so I'm committing to one action. You can commit to more, but start with one. Commit to one action. You'd be surprised at how effective this process is. So we had other goals up here, or other barriers up here. You can pick any barrier. It doesn't matter. The idea is pick a barrier to your goal. List all the list all the possible responses to it, and then choose one. Choose a response, take an action. It's amazing. Once you take an action, once you take a step, the next step becomes easier. It's that very first step that is most difficult. So again, my name is Laura McAllister. I have a book coming out that's going to include this process in detail. The book is called Weight Loss for Procrastinators. It will be out in late 2025. And in the meantime, I'll be sharing more of these. So I hope you tune in again. Thank you so much. Bye.